Hey guys, it's Silver Snorlax, and I'm back with PSA Round 10, Part 2. Went through about 20 cards last time, want to try and get through about 20 cards this time. Do what I always do and just break it down user by user. So let's go ahead and get into the next stack of cards. Everybody say hello to Gyarados in the background there, as he's looking pretty awesome. Alright, let's start it off with a user of mine who sent, I believe, one other time before and sent in subsequent rounds. Cool guy, ACDC Rock 780. First card he sent was Mew EX, full art in English, which is an awesome card, big for a lot of collectors. Love that kind of pinkish purple background to it. It actually works really well with Mew, who is also pink. Generally, when you put stuff together that is pink, both in the foreground and the background, it looks awful. For whatever reason, the shading and whatnot on this particular card works incredibly well. Mew EX, Mint 9. And then the next card he sent was Japanese. This is from Thunder Knuckle. It's a full art Latias. Again, one of those cards that seems to work rather well with pink on pink backgrounds. You'll see that. We'll see it at a distance there. Full arts always look good when you hold them back a little bit. But that's Gem Mint 10 form, and also a first edition card. So you can see right there, first edition, Gem Mint 10. So a couple cool cards from him yet again. I'll get to the next user. Next guy, I believe he's new. Yeah, I don't think he sent with me before. This is Leos for Life 21. He sent a number of cards off to be graded 4 to be exact. I believe they're all English here. Started off with Blastoise from Plasma Storm. Like I said, I'll be seeing a lot of these probably over the next couple of rounds because Blastoise and Charizard from Plasma Storm were huge, both in English and Japanese. This one came back as a Mint 9, which generally about as good as you're going to do from Plasma Storm because none of the cards are cut right, but that's alright. Mint 9 is nothing to be unhappy about. Matter of fact, it's something to be very happy about. Especially when it's something as cool as Blastoise. Next up we have Registeel EX, full art from Dragons Exalted. You can take a quick look at it. I rather like it. It actually doesn't pop as much as I would like for him to pop on the artwork. Because that background in particular it's almost the same color as Registeel. Which, like I mentioned with the Mew and the Latias, you know, that can be a problem sometimes. It doesn't function as well in this card, but it's still a really nice card. I like it quite a bit. Next up, Articuno EX Full Art. Came back as a near mint 8 from Plasma Storm. Not unusual to see from Plasma Storm's perfectly good cards coming back as near mint 8s. Mostly due to how those cards are cut. I took a look at the back on this one. Every time you guys send cards to me, I look them over to see if there's like an obvious flaw. There really wasn't anything wrong with this one. It's just how the borders were done on the front here. But generally the back is where they get you more often than not, because a lot of people just look at the front of the card and go, well, it looks fine. They don't look at the back of the card. That's like ignoring half of the card. So near mint 8 on the Articuno EX. Really nice card, and a card that I don't see too much of either, but it's a really beautiful card. I love how Articuno looks. And another card that actually is very popular that came out of the Plasma Storm set was Lugia EX. I've had one other card come through. It was near mint 8. This one came back as mint 9. It's cut just a little better, and it's a really cool card. I love how Lugia looks. How that artwork is done, how he's kind of flying in from the side there. He looks really awesome. So big card that I like, and full art. I'm big on all the full arts. I love all of the full arts. Alright, who we got next? Next is Banderson21, who sent before. He's a cool guy. I like what he sends me. He's got a couple of different things here. First up, Unseen Forces Entei Gold Star, which I think I've had one other Gold Star Entei come through from Unseen Forces. It's actually not a very popular Gold Star I have that comes through me, at least. But it is nice to see because it just changes things up. I like things that aren't common, simply because it adds a little something to the channel. So Entei Gold Star, mint 9. Not shabby at all. I like it quite a bit. Speaking of things I see infrequently versus frequently, Shining Charizard. I already showed it in part 1. I believe the last one was unlimited. This one's a Gem Mint 10 and it's first edition, which is a huge money card, huge for collectors. Definitely a card you can hang on to and sell for top dollar, as people always want this card. Or if you're just a private collector like I am, you'll just keep it forever because it's just that cool. So awesome job on the Gem Mint 10 Shining Charizard. Very cool. And last card he had was a Pop Series 5 Espeon Gold Star. I get a couple of these every now and again. They're very, very popular cards. Nothing holographic or anything about it because it's Pop Series, but it's a very, very cool card nonetheless. I love the Espeon artwork because it's shining and it looks beautiful. So big cards there. Put that one off to the side. Alrighty, next user is RS Mr. Maximo 99, or Maxo. It doesn't say Maximo, it says Maxo. And again, all these users are in the description below. Don't be afraid to check out their links and see their channels. Some cases, a lot of these guys send cards in and then wish to resell them. And I always tell people who want to resell, if you can find a private buyer, they generally pay more. So if you can find them through YouTube and work out a deal, that's not a bad idea. Especially because these guys have the cards that other people are looking for. So guys, if you're watching and you're interested, don't be afraid to PM these people. Sometimes they want to sell, sometimes they don't. You never know. So we'll move it right along here with Mr. Maxo cards. We got Random Receiver, which is a Mint 9. That's a card I only seen a couple times come through me. I forget, this is the first one or the second one I've seen. I think this might be the first one. I think I got one in the round after that. But there's a Random Receiver there, which is an awesome card. I love the secret rares from all of the sets. I just love the rarity aspect as well as everything else to it. And the other card sent was a Mint 9 Plasma Storm Charizard. Going to be seeing lots of Charizard, very popular card, especially from Plasma Storm. Mint 9, big deal. So put those two to the side. Next guy, a guy who's been sending with me, I believe, for a while now. MTL Baller 100 sent me 2 cards. My favorite Canadian user. Ryoku Gold Star, Mint 9, very cool card. I love it, absolutely love it. Love how that claw comes out of the frame. Pops that much more. Dark background versus the light skin of Ryoku. And it's a Gold Star, which is very popular amongst collectors. Ryoku Gold Star, I don't see a lot of Ryoku Gold Star. So that's kind of important to me because I love seeing stuff that's different. And here's the other one he sent. This actually came back as an excellent 5. And I looked it over, and anytime you score excellent, actually I just figured out what's wrong with it. Anytime you score an excellent grade, excellent 6 or excellent 5, that means one thing is wrong with it in particular. That means it is creased somewhere on the card. Always, always, always. If you're getting an excellent grade, there's a crease on the card. And I just hit it in the right light now. It looks like the lower left-hand corner actually has a crease. It won't be picked up on camera. It's too difficult. And the surface has a little bit of scratching as well. But you know what? I really don't care about any of those aspects of the card. What I really care about is just that artwork, period. Again, I've mentioned this, I believe it was in part 1. The Blaine's Arcanine looks gorgeous. Always has, always will. We covered the Japanese one last part. This one's the English one. I always favor the English ones a little bit more simply because I can read it. I know it seems like a silly reason, but I always like the English ones because you can read it. That artwork, just gorgeous. Love it, love it, love it. So, awesome job, MTL Baller. Good to have stuff from you yet again. Next up, single card submission from birdwatcherlj. A lot of people like to test me out, see how my PSA service runs, and they'll only want to send 1 card. I never suggested send 2 because it's only $5 more, and that's really not that bad. So, but he did send a Plasma Storm Charizard, and he did get a Mint 9, which for Charizard and Plasma Storm, like I've said it before, that's really good and generally about as good as you're going to get. If you're getting a Gem Mint 10 Charizard from Plasma Storm, you are unbelievably lucky. So, good to see his first submission went well. That's very good. Mint 9 Charizard, very, very good. Next up, CardfreaksHQ, who I believe has sent with me at least one other time before. He sent couple of different things. I'll be covering that in a second. Probably the best card well, not necessarily the best card he got, but you got an Alakazam Holo. This is a Gold Star Japanese, Gem Mint 10. Came back looking really, really nice. I like that background, that kind of dark green with purple works really well. Matter of fact, the room my girlfriend and I live in now, she kind of has a purple and green theme to it. Initially I was like, not real big on it, but it actually blends incredibly well. I'm actually rather happy with it. So I've become more of a fan of green and purple as of late. So I think that card's pretty cool. And CardfreaksHQ sent a couple of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which I'm always willing to accept stuff that isn't necessarily Pokemon. I generally just need more information on it so I know how to file the paperwork accordingly. But he sent two really cool cards with the artwork that I really enjoyed. First one he sent was Draco Connect, Galactic Overlord First Edition. That's the set. Draco Connect, and for those of you who play Yu-Gi-Oh, you can read the card yourself. You probably understand it a little better than I would, but that's a really cool card. It's a little hard for it to come up on camera. That's the only problem I seem to be having with it. Yeah, there we go. You guys can see it a little better. Came back as a Mint 9, which is always cool. Really nice card. Fun fact about me, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Ages and ages and ages ago. And I've actually got a Yu-Gi-Oh! Returns video I've got sitting kind of backlogged. I need to upload at some point so you guys can check that out and learn that much more about me, I suppose. And then last card he sent was number C39 Utopia, Raw, Order of Chaos First Edition. Black cards. Black cards were not around when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! That's how long ago it was I played. But it's another really cool artwork, a lot going on. Looks very powerful, very chaotic. I like that. I like a little bit of chaos involved with my cards. So cool stuff from him. And last user, first time user, she seemed very excited about PSA sending, so I'm glad to have her on board. TheSykelolShow. And she's bought a couple of things from me as well, which I need to return with her package now that I think about it. But before I start to ramble on, I do cover her cards. First thing she sent was a Latias EX. Came back as a Near Mint 8, which is really cool. Because again, I don't see a lot of EX cards, old school EX cards, if you will. Stuff from 2003, 2004, that general area. So it's cool to see stuff like that come through. I really do enjoy seeing it. So Near Mint 8 there. And she also sent a Japanese Charizard, the base Charizard. Came back as Near Mint 8 as well. For a card that old, come back as Near Mint 8 is pretty darn good. So awesome job there. Not to mention it's that original Charizard artwork that a lot of us fell in love with, who are a little bit older, who've been collecting for a while. That's the card that started it for a lot of us, so that's a really cool card to see come through as well. So awesome time for her, first time sending, getting a couple Near Mint 8s. That's awesome. Great job there. All right, that does it for part 2 of round 10. Got 2 more parts coming up at least, depending on how much I ramble, I suppose. Again, like I state at the end of all these videos, don't be afraid to send me a PM if you're interested in PSA sending. And hey, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll have the next couple of parts up in just a little bit here, so stay tuned.